So we've been trying a lot of this Flare of Cultivation, try to turn to a 4-drop, turn to a 6 deck. And we've also been playing a good amount of Shifting Woodland alongside Emrakul and Cityscape Leveler, or at least we've been talking a lot about doing this, where you kind of have like this package where Shifting Woodland, copying an Emrakul or a Cityscape Leveler is pretty powerful. You can get these into the yard with Malevolent Rumble and 6, and if you draw them, you can imprint them to Ugin's Labyrinth, and you can also just kind of cast them in the late game. This is kind of the idea here. And we've been doing this stuff in other shells, mostly like the Eldrazi deck, which I think is kind of interesting in that shell. Although in the Eldrazi deck, you don't play Leveler, you play different Eldrazi. But I think the two decks just kind of smushed together really, really well. And Ugin's Labyrinth just like really, I think, helps facilitate your game plan of, I want to cast a Ring, a Karn, or a 6 on turn 2. That's what this deck wants to do almost every single time. Cast a 6, a Ring, or a Karn on turn 2, and then ride that like, early pressure to advantage. Since all these are going to be able to generate you some cards. Nadu, I just haven't been having it when I've been playing against Nadu. My opponents have been having it. So this is a turn 2 ring, so we should keep. But more Ruby Storm. We played some Ruby Storm yesterday. We got a lot to get to for sure. Gonna do another long stream. Yeah, I agree. Boros is a pretty fair deck in a format that isn't playing fair, and so I feel like we need more mana disruption if we're gonna keep playing Boros. Maybe need Ocelots. Maybe. I do want to play more of the. I wanted to play Collector's Cage and try Cavalier over Emrakul. So if they counter this, you know, we might have to try to set up for Woodland on our ring. I think I got a jam here. Nice. Caboose, 31 months. Thank you. Welcome back. What's Cavalier? They printed like a white Craterhoof Behemoth that gives +X in flying, works as number of creatures you control. No, not Cavalier of Thorns. Cavalier of something. Not Thorns. Surely Cavaliers is a castle was Emrakul. Well, the deck is now playing Force of Virtue, so now you can pitch Cavalier to Force of Virtue if you draw it. That's the pitch. You may counter my 6 opponent. Although you may not seal it with Invert Polarity. That would be bad. This is our turn 3. This is a nice turn 3 board state. What do you think with Amulet Lotus? Yeah, I mean, I've started to work on it. Not a lot of Invert Polarity, not clear who's good or not. I've been liking it when I've been playing it, but I agree that it's not clear. Very complicated card. Alright, I'm gonna attack my opponent with the Emrakul here. Oh wait. No Delirium, I guess, still. Can I find Delirium off this one? Yes. I love this. I really, really like I really like doing this. Eat your heart out, Celestial Colonnade. You say Lookout is comparable to 6. I mean, of course, comparable. I play. You could play Lookout in this deck, but you have to play Bauble. But then 6 also wants you to play Bauble sometimes. But I've got the Baubles. That's the whole thing. If we could have sacrificed the spawn to tower instead of tapping it to cast Rumble, if we need. Okay, good point. Shifting Woodland's a pretty crazy card. Yeah, I'll be right back. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. Okay, let's mulligan. Let's cast 6 on turn 2 and ring on turn 3. I like that they're playing Tamio in the Jeskai deck. I was liking when I was playing it. Just kind of summon something. It's funny that Flage works with Shifting Woodland. Flage the Untouchable. I mean, Flage, are we talking about Flage the Boros creature? Because I've been thinking about trying to play Shifting Woodland and Flage in the same deck, and being able to like copy and attack, get the attack trigger. It's kind of awkward on the casting costs. Probably just better to play the Haste land. Challenge go. We went, I think, 2-2. Lost some lock pieces. Right. Now let the 6 resolve. Might be getting Flame of Anor, but if we get Flame of Anor, then we can probably resolve the ring. Any decks you made prematurely going to get a visit? Yeah. it's just going to take a time. I know it's just going to take too long to get to everything. They didn't sack the clue. We'll get around to it. It is still pretty dang early. Mill the Cityscape Leveler. Forest into hand. I'm just going to cast a Flare of Cultivation here. Although I can retrace the ring. I think I'm still gonna cast. The Flare. Nice to have Delirium. Finding a Shifting Woodland and just copying this could be pretty dang good against them. Sorry, sounding pushy this morning. I didn't feel like you're sounding pushy. I did. I'm just, you know. We will circle back to stuff for sure. It's just, you know, streams are long. There's only so much time. Is all I'm trying to say. There's our Shifting Woodland. So at risk of getting my polarity inverted, I guess, let's go ahead and cast a ring. All right. Have we seen this before? Yeah, actually, I have not been looking at the Assassin's Creed spoilers at all. Black Market Connections, beginning of pre-combat main phase. Make a treasure, lose a life. Draw a card, lose 2. Make a 3/3 change and lose 3. I remember this card in Consulting. I remember this card being kind of interesting, but me thinking that it wasn't going to make the cut. And I especially think that this card is not going to be very good with the context of Necro Dominance. But it's pretty cool. Can't remember if I gave any feedback on that one, or like what feedback I gave. I need to go back and I need to maybe do like a video or talk about it and stuff. It's a reprint? Oh, okay. It may not have been. I wonder if it was a reprint when I saw it. When was that card printed? So if they can't really kill my leveler, right? Let's see, I have 4. 2 years ago? Because the Consulting was like 2.5 years ago. Do you actually play Commander? I have played a lot of Commander. I haven't played a lot of Commander recently. I have 2 Commander decks. I like Commander. Very fun. Alright, feel free to use this to sack your clues with. Okay, I'd love to find a Grazer here. Grazer's such a good pickup. It was already locked for Baldur's Gate, not printed. Yeah, when I saw the file, they're not like, this card is being originally printed in another set. Dude, yeah, Shifting Woodland plus Leveler is pretty dang good, I think. Like this shell of like Ugin's Labyrinth, Emrakul, Cityscape Leveler 6, Shifting Woodland. Like I'm feeling like there is something to this. So I could retrace the Grazer, but then I have to discard my forest, so I can't put anything else into play. So just pass from here. If they escape Flage, they're gonna just kind of die to my Shifting Woodland. I can also, can I just double Woodland? Yeah, I can just turn 2 things into levelers, right? Or maybe I'm a mana short. I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I have enough to just double Cityscape them next turn. Control matchup seems good. Dude. Yeah, I think Woodland's really good. Like this is like both a way for you to like tutor up something for the late game if you're flooding, which can be kind of important, and it can also be a way for you to have made the Graveyard Hate, which is kind of fun. I think it might have cost 4 at first. And also maybe not. It's been a long time. Ooh, another Flare is awesome here. Dude, we're up against blue deck again. Yeah, Assassin's Creed is kind of it's a modern legal set, but it's also a very small set, and I think there's going to be not very many cards that are playable in the format. Mary Reed and Anne. I think this card like just did not have haste. 3 mana 3/3. Draw, discard a card. Discard an island, pirate, or vehicle. Make a tap treasure. I think a card did not have haste, and a card made a treasure token. Again, I'm probably misremembering a lot of the details here because it's been so long. Oh yeah, this one I think is pretty interesting. 1 less for each historic card in your graveyard. Exile any number of historic cards with total mana value 30 or greater. Emblem creatures and power and toughness 9/9. It's pretty cool. I think this card seems different. Okay. Again, it's been a long time. This is new MTG set already. Yeah, I know. I do not know what happened with the release schedule of Assassin's Creed. I can only assume that they I can only assume that they have like some kind of contractual obligation to release Assassin's Creed this early. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Woodland yet because they might like counter my Rumble now. But I can only assume that like they like contractually had to release it this early. Or like I don't know, like they just like had some kind of conflicting issue. Yeah, it would be so like corresponding release date with an Assassin's Creed game or something. Something like that. Not a bad turn 2 for us. We have 6 lands in play on turn 2. Did I see the Exile Bird? No, the spoilers are also coming out so fast. Is this the Exile Bird? Sinu, Kenai Protector. 2/1. This card's got 1 toughness. Tap, gain 2 life, scry 2. Wait, you exile it. And whenever a legendary creature you control attacks and isn't blocked, if it's exiled, it comes back. Okay, not very good. Wait, they sacked a clue on their turn? Okay, we're 1 mana short of casting this on turn 3. So Artifact and land are going to go to the yard here. I think I could take 6, I guess. But I'm just going to attack with... Yeah, I'm just attacking with Cityscape Levelers forever. So I think the land to maybe hardcast a Leveler is kind of nice. Also, like, backup Woodland just seems so critical. But like these blue-red decks, like what do you do against Woodland copying Leveler every turn? You just die. Counter spells just don't care. Yeah, attacking with a leveler turn 3. Cast Stone Rain? I guess so. That's true, they got a Flame of an Orb. I'm also getting pretty close to double attacking. Oh, sorry. I needed to be able to sack this if they had Galvanic Discharge. It looks like they're not even playing that necessarily. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, Blood Moon, yeah. There's stuff. Not a lot they can have here, though. If you cast a Spurk spell, draw a card, shout out Mistress Bauble. Then this can't be blocked, triggers only once a turn, combat damage, put a counter. This card seems good. This card like makes me like almost excited to put Mox Amber in a deck too. I don't remember this one at all. I need to go back and look at my like notes on the set. But yeah, this card's pretty sick with Bauble Mox Amber. I love that, like, you're probably going to play it on turn 2, and, like, if they kill it, you get a 2-for-1. And I like that it's not just, like, super overlap with Satora or something like that. I think in this matchup, Rumble plus Woodland just seems so good. Let's keep this. Because the artifact card draw card's kind of crazy. It only triggers once a turn, though. So you can't just, like, play it in Affinity and go super crazy. It might just still be good in Affinity. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Legal and Modern. For better or for worse. Yeah, you could play that in a Breach deck, maybe. Okay, so we're going to have Artifact, Creature, Land, Sorcery. Which is pretty nice. I'll just take the Grazer. Just take the Grazer. This will let me activate the Woodland next turn without really any worries. And maybe so like I can just level them if they hold up mana, and if they tap out, I can slam the ring. The Moxwood still shows elves? What? This whole time? Okay, maybe the extension. We're gonna get in for 1, so Leveler can just be 2-turn clock. Oh, it does still say elves again. Sorry. Yeah, they're holding a counterspell, so I'm just gonna level their cityscapes. Orange, 4 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Maybe they have like a braid. So they can block with the Channeler to make it where I don't have lethal next turn. That would be okay. Consign to memory my leveler attack trigger. So I guess now they could bolt and double block. No, it's gonna take 8. Sinu doesn't seem busted. Yeah, can we read Sinu again, or just get someone link Sinu? I guess I might like to have Grazer protect a Karn in this game. You don't want to test a Flarescape shiftless. There's a lot to get to. I've been streaming for like 8-ish, 8+, sometimes a little less hours a day, every day for like the last 2.5 weeks. including in paper ahead of time, and there's still just more to get to. I promise we'll get to your pet decks eventually. Five, six, seven. I think I'm gonna imprint. There's a lot of pet decks to get to. Guess I should attack with this too. Or more Asmo decks like Sornaus on the list of decks to get to. They are, but they seem like they're likely not very well positioned. I mean, we played Asmo with like the mono red build. But they seem not that well positioned, so we'll see. Dude, this is so. I mean, we played against just two blue matchups in a row, but Woodland is so crazy against these decks. Not playing any Loams on account of that card. It's a bit. You have to play a lot of fetch lands with Loam, right? And in order to facilitate Elvish Pioneer, you have to have a ton of basic forests. So it's a bit awkward. Draw a land, we can level and slam a 4-drop. My opponent exiles a Murktide Regent, but that kind of doesn't do anything. I've done any blue-red X Murktide stuff I missed. We played blue-red Wizards, and we trophied a league with it, and we had like a good run in a challenge with it too. The card Murktide Regent hasn't been one I've been like dying to include in these decks, but this deck a lot. 2 fetch lands and Lumber 2 might be good value this deck. Maybe. At the very least, to me, it feels like it's a little bit off plan. And like very slow and dirtily in a format that doesn't reward you for being very slow and dirtily, but good. So this draws a Labyrinth or one of the 8 Grazers that's keepable, but I think we have to mulligan. Go to 5. I think you're supposed to go to 4 over keeping this in the blind on the draw. Yeah, just like... So I guess it's kind of tough between keeping payoff in the form of 6 versus... Yeah, I think we just do this. We're on the draw. I think we're just more likely to draw land than we are a payoff, so we can do this. We can still turn 2/6 if we brick. No, I'm not queued for the PT. Another island deck. Oh, should have kept the land. Like, another thing too is like the card Life from the Loam is not a very good modern card, you know. It's been a card a lot, you know, I've not played a ton of, but when I have played it, I'm like, yes, I want more Loams in my deck. This card rules. It's kind of like mostly just like a Seismic Assault card. Okay, so nice to be a ramp deck that doesn't care so much about this stuff, although with Ugin's Labyrinth it's not as true. So I'm going to play my 6. See if they want a 2-for-1 themselves. Well, they let it go. Just some thought. Plays an island. Lord of Atlantis. They choose to attack. They do have island, or we do have an island for Island Walk. One is reading, perhaps? We are not lucky enough to find a land here, unfortunately. We are lucky enough to get mill over a ring that we could retrace. So I'm going to cast the Flare of Cultivation. I think I'm going to play, assuming this resolves, I think I'm going to play the forest that I tutor for turn. I know I might want to retrace it into the ring, but we could maybe get a land off the 6. We could draw a land for turn. We could rumble into a land. Ooh, new factor sub. Awesome. Thank you so much. Exclamation point factor. 50% off your first box. 20% off the next orders. Pre-cooked meals. Just honestly great deal. Did I say I have a Merfolk draft already? I have a Merfolk deck drafted. Maybe not a final draft, but I have it built somewhere in here. I think I want to. I know I'm kind of late to the party. I think I still want to start on 4 Harbingers and get a feel for it. I see a lot of people playing like I don't know why people are playing less than 4 Adepts and still playing 4 Flare of Denials. I don't think that makes a lot of sense to me. But I don't know. Kind of standard. I want to give it a go at some point. Thank you, Cherry Dude. Interesting. Are they wanting to trade Lord of Atlantis for a 6, or are they going to flash in? If they flash in the other Lord, I could just kill that one, maybe. Let me start off by retracing a ring. Maybe should have rumbled first. Well, I can maybe rumble after attacking. Interesting. Pay the 1. Okay, then they sack. It's the Hexcatcher itself. Okay. So let's get in with the 6 again. Can maybe ring again next turn. Find a land this time. Unfortunately, not a Shifting Woodland. I'm going to play the land for turn, though. I think Blue-Green Fish is too cooked. It's just kind of awkward with the Flood Moon. Adept is considered liability of meta with lots of Bowmasters. You don't expect Bowmasters to def jam Adepts. Yeah. I'm just like, I think with 4 Flare of Denials, you just should always main deck 4 Adepts, and then you can board out Adepts against Bowmaster decks. But I don't know. Yeah, this one has been turned into an island by Tideshaper, so it's kind of just hanging out over here for now. So get in for 7, putting me down to 7. They play another Dockhand, so they have a good block here. But can they stop me from deploying a ring? Ring deployed. Shout out to Esther. So I wish my opponent's life total was a little bit lower. But I have, so this costs 9. I have 6, 7, 8. I guess I could have maybe imprinted the Emrakul, because I can, if I draw a land, I can Emrakul, but if I draw a land, I could also retrace Emrakul, so maybe it was just better to imprint there. So I have more options next turn. Okay, rewarded for not imprinting. Okay, opponent remembers protection from everything. So I'm down to 6. A land lets me Emrakul. So how are we feeling about this Emrakul here? Kind of just doesn't do anything if my opponent doesn't have like another Hexcatcher. Imprint Harbor. Oh yeah, I guess we could just return, right? Fair. I think I'm just gonna metamorph my ring, and then I can start just retracing rings. I guess this is getting countered. Okay, I guess not. Guess they're just trying to figure out, do I get the cast trigger maybe? So this Karn is going to be pretty toasty woasty. Yeah, we mulled to 4 this game. I think you want to be able to mulligan to 4 with this kind of deck. You have to mulligan super aggressive. Oh, merfolk players. I guess it seems like they realize they've skipped through their combat on an accident. Sure. 6, 7, 8 mana. So I think I'm gonna grab an Aetherflux Reservoir. Alright, game 3. Best you. Did not think we were gonna win this game. Honestly, just like Flare of Cultivation, Hardcast being a 2-for-1 was super big this game, and them having to 2-for-1 themselves on the Hexcatcher was super big deal. If we brick on lands, I guess we just have another ring in our hand, never mind. But eventually we'll get to a point where we can... now Emrakul is also costing only 8, so we have 7, 8, 9 mana. So we'll get to a point where we could ring and Emrakul in the same turn. Could also retrace Karn. No longer have the baubles in the deck for these kind of spots where you can just like retrace Bauble over and over again and really, really get them. Because the dockhand also makes it to where it's going to take a little bit more time to get this going. Gain a life. I prefer not to deck myself, so I'm like a little bit worried about playing the Rumble maybe. I mean, I did not find any lands this turn. It's probably okay. Famous last words. Yeah, I mean, a land could be anything. Can even be this other stuff. Don't want to take the Labyrinth because of the Harbingers. Maybe I could just get up to enough life to kill them also. So this is, we'll say it was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this is enough to ring an Emrakul next turn. Do you want to level at some point? Yeah, I mean at some point. Sure. Why not? We could also leveler we could like leveler the Harbinger, Unearth Leveler, kill the Harbinger, and then we could like Woodland Emrakul the following turn. We can also just cast Emrakul now and, you know, world's kind of our oyster. Life total's getting nice and cushy too. Flare is not retraceable. You can only retrace permanents. Happens every time I play 6, someone asks, but yes. Only permanents, so. Not enough to tap land. I was counting them tapping my land. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which, yeah, I'm counting this land being, or one land being tapped. Opponent's tanking. When it's in their hand, yeah, maybe Tishana's Tidebinder, like that seems like the card that they could tank on here. So I'm down to 13 cards in my deck. Let's just start off and try to see if we get to resolve ring or if we have to retrace a ring this turn. I guess I should retrace Metamorph. This way they can't force a negation. They could Subtlety, I guess. But it's game 1. They don't oftentimes have force of negation and Subtlety. They usually like pick one or the other. We have protection anyways. Not right now, because we have it now, but we have to resolve a ring to get protection. Okay, up to a somewhat cushy 24 life. Your turn. Does protection work with Metamorph since the ring was not cast? So the Metamorph was cast, and like it says, whenever something says this was cast, it refers to like the permanent, the permanent. So you did cast the card, you did cast the Metamorph, and so you do get protection. Am I like out of lands in the deck? Huh. I guess I should Leveler instead of Emrakul, to be honest. But I no longer have the protection. But I'm at 26. I'm killing one of their lords. Should just be okay here. They must have just drawn the Flare of Denial, too. Yeah, no. Life total is just too high to really be too worried. You ever figure out if Creation of Essence worked how you thought it did? I have not. I've been thinking a little bit about that card, though. But yeah, if you instant speed proliferate Creation of Avacyn, we had a question on, like, do you lose the life? I think it could be an interesting deck still. Could be a little too slow, though. Definitely a card I want to try. There's so many cards to get to. It's awesome. I'm having so much fun. It does not work the way you want. Okay. Yeah, I can remember where we settled on that. But still, just like proliferating it could be reasonable, but maybe not. So I guess I could just unearth the one of the levelers for lethal here. Start goldfishing rather than take shot stick. I'm pretty sure that you're right that it doesn't work, but yeah, I could test it at some point. I don't know if we'll get to it today. Just because this deck is like, I think I've spent so much time figuring out this mono green shell, and I think it's finally in a spot that's looking pretty good. I don't think he would, since there's no card exiled. So you go chapter 1. There is a card exiled. Then you respond to the chapter 2 trigger, and then you just get chapter 3. I don't know. I don't know if it works. Yeah, mold of 4, by the way. Yeah, 6 has been pretty dang good. Definitely better if you can cast it on turn 2. But it's kind of nice that 6 likes to play this like Ugin's Labyrinth strategy, so casting on turn 2 is a bit more doable. Yeah, they did skip an attack step. They did mess up. That's true. It won't know if it's a creature, so I'm going to field, but I'll go to hand. The Life of Bless. Okay. But yeah, I mean, Creation of Avacyn's kind of interesting to me. Where if you're playing this card in like an Archon of Cruelty Persist shell, it gives you a way to just like put an Archon of Cruelty into play that doesn't. I think I got to keep this one. It's a turn 2/6 at the very least. It lets you put an Archon of Cruelty into play without using your graveyard, so you get to dodge graveyard hate, and you can cast the card turn 2 with Phyrexian Tower, and it just puts it into play turn 4. And if you're slowing the game down, it could be kind of interesting. Okay, your turn. How do you like Party Thresher after testing more with it? So I liked it. I thought it was good in the mono red Asmo shell. We should play another league with that this week. We played one league and we 4-1'd. We should play a second one. I liked that shell, and then I thought it was probably fine in Boros, but the problem with Boros right now is it's so dirtily in a combo metagame. And so so I think I think it's very good in Izzet, which is a deck that plays a lot of in a premium interaction to get around how interactive the metagame is. Ugin's Labyrinth would be an awesome top deck here. Seems I have the script for today. Turning off this Aether Vial is a big deal. And then it seems like this is a game where I can get Coating, and I can go 6+ Coating, because they can't really kill my card next turn, right? Turn 2. If you somehow double the first trigger, it'll let you put any permanents in play chapter 3. Oh, interesting. Wait, what? If any of the cards are a creature, so you could put, if you double the first trigger somehow, which is not really going to be very doable, you can put like Omniscience into play too. It's very weird. Flare of Denial. With the mono black necro decks making the rounds. I like it. I've been wanting to mess around with it some more. I like the idea of cutting the shoal worm stuff. I think they should probably still play Profane Tutor. Chromis for 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. You also lose life if you go to cards. Yeah, it doesn't sound like something you should like build a deck around, but it does sound kind of interesting. Chromis will get with the 23. Thank you so much. Any changes to this list this morning? No, just ran it back, and second league is going a lot better than the first. Interesting. So this at least guarantees that I can retrace my coding this turn. I think that's what we're doing. Or that's what we're doing. After we go. Grazer. I guess we don't put this in, well, put this into play, sack the Grazer, one in hand. Yeah, let's leave this in hand for the retrace. Then we'll still play one of these lands this turn. Retrace coding. So if my opponent has another Island Walking Lord, they can hit my Karn down to 2. Then I could maybe just kill my own Ugin's Labyrinth. It could be kind of an interesting line. Power Conduit plus that card. Take the Saga at Capture 1 and go to the first chapter again. Find Omniscience, sell creature, put them both in play, go off. Yeah, but you just lose too much life, I think. And also, like, having to have power. Like, what's good about Creation of Avacyn, to a big extent, is that it's a one-card combo. I'm not that interested, I think, and just in like making it have to have more cards to work. Don't know if I'm gonna kill my own lab still. Seems like it could be okay. It's bad against Tideshaper. Yeah, it seems like I could just, like, retrace my Karn, right? Although the problem is that they're going to be able to unlock their Vial for a little bit. So let me just retrace this ring, and then see what happens. I think we're still just doing this kind of no matter what. You said you were going to hold for retrace, then play the land? I maybe misspoke. I did do what I meant to do that turn. I did mean to play a land and retrace Liquimetal Coating, and I could have maybe done this in a few different ways, but I did play last turn how I meant to. Yeah, I guess we'll just kill a land. It was better to do it the way I did too, because the land enters untapped, but you know, I'm not sure exactly how I misspoke, I guess. Yeah, I think we could destroy our own Labyrinth with Karn, but I feel like I would just rather like hard cast Cityscape Leveler on the Aether Vial next turn or something, or on the Harbinger. I wonder if prepaying for Shieldred is good with Creation of Avacyn. So like just imprinting Shieldred for Creation of Avacyn could be good, yeah. I mean, you probably have Shieldred in your deck. Oh, also, okay, I don't know where I could go with this, but I am still pretty obsessed with Shifting Woodland, and I found that if you copy Shifting Woodland with Necropotence, you don't have to discard down to 5 cards, and you also get to keep your draw step, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't know if we'll ever be able to play, and also if you copy Necro with Shifting Woodland, you can discard cards without them going into exile, So there might be something there. I'm not sure yet. I think I don't attack. It's gonna go after the Harbinger, I think. The Woodlands less until cleanup. Okay, so this is at least I tested it on Magic Online, and this is how it worked on Magic Online. Um, although it wasn't a single player queues. Sometimes the single player queues are buggy. So I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to work that way, but this is how it worked when I tried it. Okay, opponent's got one card in hand, drawing up to 2. Did not have a 2-drop to Violin last turn. We can maybe start copying Cityscape Leveler with Shifting Woodland again, kill my opponent quickly over the course of 2 turns. So I'm probably gonna at least I think I have a Ring to Retrace. Oh no, I don't. Huh. Should I just retrace Emrakul maybe? Oh no, I just killed him here. Just copy Emrakul, attack for 13. Okay, so we 0-2 to our first league, and now we're 3-0-6-0. I'm gonna get a trophy prediction going. Oh, they could have tapped the land. Oh, that's funny. Could I have made it a creature again? Maybe I could have. I'm gonna keep this on 6 on the draw on the blind. Well, I'm not sure. Sin has a lot of good draws, but I guess I don't love that I can't top deck Ugin's Lab for the extra mana. Look to the rule, and Moto's Bug, discard to hand size is the first thing that happens in cleanup. Okay. So yeah, it worked on Magic Online, but you know, definitely high bug potential there. Ran into an Umbra Mantle bug with Fanatic of Ronus. I mean, I think we successfully comboed with those 2 cards. So I'm not sure what the bug would be. This is probably going to be a pretty good matchup. We'll see. Obviously, I might stumble a little bit. Although, funny, I said I couldn't Ugin's Lab this game. Okay. Woodland is clearly Necro for some of the cleanup step, but not all. Have to find the exact rules. Yeah, it's a weird spot for sure. So this Flage, it's kind of okay. They're casting this pre-combat so they can flip the Sorin and then kill my 6. Guess that makes sense. Should be not that scary. Could be kind of scary. Oh, I'm snapping off this block. Since my opponent could just kill the 6 with the sword, I was... Oh wait, no! First strike! Stupid first strike. Okay. So now I am taking 4 extra damage than I should have. It's fine. Sorry. Ring seems good against their deck at least. Makes a food token. Pretty close to so I guess they can't gain life just with the cat. They have 4 cards in their hand, they can't use any of them. The Sorin Ultimate's kind of scary. Bowmaster pretty good. So I have 5 mana. We'll go Rumble into one of our cards here. Guess I'm going to take the Grazer. And then I can go Grazer, Flare of Cultivation, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana next turn. So enough to Karn Metamorph the ring at least. Velia, huh? It wouldn't be the worst if my 6 died, because my opponent can steal it with Sorin. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to effectively go down to 1, right? Block one of the 3 power creatures. Being at 1 against an active Sorin is pretty scary. And I can't tap this ring without first getting protection or killing the Bowmaster. Did they not activate Sorin? I think they just did not activate Sorin. This also means that I cannot Karn for Metamorph. Yeah, usually I'd want to Karn for Metamorph here, but because I lost the extra life, we die. Sorry, believers. Don't think there's anything to do. Yeah, what did they... I guess... Oh, did they minus the sword in this turn? I don't think they used the sword. Okay. We're gonna back those. This matchup's probably pretty decent. Yeah, we could die to Extort. Lost to Layla Sorin, yeah. I don't know if Layla was necessarily the card we lost to there. Sorin, the Mardu Sorin deck looks pretty cool. I'm a little bit worried about like the amount of interaction it plays in this very combo metagame, but it definitely doesn't seem bad. Great, well, snapping this off. So I can Rumble and just cast another Flare next turn, maybe. Might double Rumble if I don't, like, find anything. Might double Rumble anyways. There's stuff. So that gives me Delirium with the ability to Woodland next turn. Yeah, I guess I should just Rumble here. An Emrakul and a Labyrinth. I guess I'll take Emrakul. So I'm not sure if we're just going to Emrakul them twice or Leveler first. We'll see. I guess we'll probably try to level first. We'll see what they do. Could have 6'd instead of Rumbled. Yeah, maybe playing 6 was better. I was kind of thinking I wanted my spawn tokens, but maybe that thinking was bad. They Amtrapped her into a Sorin. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna level, kill the Sorin this turn, and then they'll be dead to Emrakul next turn if they don't do anything. Seems like a pretty reasonable place to be. Hope we don't get solituded, I guess. I am really glad that it feels like we finally figured out like Shifting Woodland a little bit more. I think doing this with it, where you have like where you can like imprint your big stuff to a labyrinth, you can ramp really hard into this stuff. Just seems so good in this deck. I don't know, I mean, they also like just didn't have a Solitude last turn. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do about me throwing an Emrakul at them next turn, but they haven't conceded yet. Woodland more as a fair value card than less of an all-in combo piece. Yeah, if you, it doesn't feel necessarily the most fair to me. It's like it's kind of like you're persisting, you're like reanimating a creature. But yes, can I flare first? I can flare first, but I lose both spawns. But then I have a lot of extra mana for next turn. He was probably right. Did you top deck a Solitude? Yeah, Rumble is super important for the Woodland stuff. I agree. Okay, go to game 3. Yeah, I think Woodland Omniscience still could be something, but it's kind of tough to be on Woodland Omniscience because you're just kind of playing a combo that is slower than Nadu and Ruby Storm, which is tough place to be. And I haven't figured out a way to build that deck and play like Flare of Denial or like Meaningful Interaction. But you could maybe figure it out. If you could play 8 Archaeologists, that deck would be so easy. Did you have a Rumble with Omniscience build? I'm pretty sure we've played Rumble and Omniscience together, yeah. Pretty borderline hands. Let's mull again. Let's go to 5. 4. Love that. Keep the 7, I guess, after this point. Although the deck doesn't seem great at dealing with the ring. Think about Shifting Woodlands Aftermath Thanos combo. I built a draft of that, and at the moment it doesn't seem good. I've goldfished it a few times, and I don't know. I'm not really into it, to be honest. Six Splendid Wreck Shifting Woodland deck. I mean, yeah. So like, there's the fact that Shifting Woodland can copy Aftermath Analyst, sacrifice and return itself is pretty cool. But I have a drafted deck. It just seems kind of like worse than Amulet Titan. And then it's cool. So the way you win the game is eventually you'll mill over a Takanuma, bounce Takanuma, channel, get Karn, win the game with Karn. Wait, I think if we draw a land, we'll probably win. If we don't, we'll probably lose. Or there's a good chance to win at least. Yeah, I don't know. Haven't actually played it. I think it's kind of cool. I have like several decks like this that like I've built and I'm just not that excited about, so we haven't played it yet. But they could end up being better than we think. This could also draw Flare. So I could play around Bowmaster. That would allow me to draw Flare. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I think the 1 point doesn't matter that much in the long run, and turning a Flare of Cultivation into a card that lets me cast the ring this turn, even through a Bowmaster, is just probably that important. Oh, they're killing their cat. Sorry, I was like, what do they target? Okay. So, big draw step for me. Well, big card. Things are gonna have to go well from here. Nando with the 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. How much money have I saved with the Daybreak account? I mean, it's mostly just like the cards, right? Where, not I would spend probably like $1,000, 500 to 1,000 to like get the stuff for MH3. Oof. So not having to do that has been great. Okay, anticlimactic end to our trophy run, but we'll see if we can get a 4-1 here. Okay, well, turn 2 ring or Karn. Oh, sorry. Not actually true. Is it better for me to woodland on turn 1? I guess it's... I guess I can 5 mana turn 3 as opposed to... I guess it's worse if I draw 6. Miracle base shell with Brain Surge? I have not done that yet, no. Big chance with the 6 months. Thank you so much. Okay, we have 6 mana on turn 3. What's some blue-ray control? I've been liking it. We trophied with wizards. I think the deck is good. Give a chance with the 6. We'll see if my opponent's trying to flip their Tamio with another cantrip, maybe. Notably, I can pay for a Spell Pierce this turn, which is kind of nuts. So maybe they have Force of Negation. That'd be bad. Flare of Denial would be bad. Force is especially bad because I can't copy, get this stuff in the yard. Why wouldn't it have been turn 2 card rating? Forest, Pioneer, put in Shifting. Pioneer can only put basics into play. This card is not just another Arboreal Grazer. Got a pretty big downside. Just grab the ring back. How's the mana in the Wizard deck? Seems like there'd be some problems. Mana's very good. No problems. Like, I actually have... Your casting costs are, like, very easy. Like what? Like... what problems do you think there might be? Gonna flip the Tamio. Okay. Let's have another Force Negation, maybe. If I draw a land, I'll just level the Tamio, I think. Although now I should do this first, because I could maybe copy something with a woodland. So I don't have Delirium here. But I do now have Emrakul in the yard for my woodland. And I got to resolve the ring. That's good. That's good. Escaping Flage. Oh, you're talking about the Jeskai wizard deck. I thought you were talking about the blue-red wizard deck. Yeah, the mana's not amazing in that deck. I think it's fine. I see. I think that you probably don't want to be the wizard build. I think it's probably going to be better to be on like ring plus subtlety. I still want to try gifts. So they counter this, I can start copying it with woodland, copy Emrakul with woodland. If they don't counter it, they're pretty toasty-woasty. If I attack the Tamio, shrinks it, so I don't need to attack with the Pioneer here. Opponent will maybe concede. Yeah, this is our second time playing against like blue-red control this league. This matchup seems quite good. Do a blue-white control list. I have a few Jeskai control lists and a few blue-red control lists in the Mox field. At the moment, I think if you're playing blue-whites, Flage has been really, really good, and I think you should probably be playing Flage. And then I like the energy package of Galvanic Discharge, Tune the Narrative, Wrath the Skies a lot. I haven't played Pioneer in a long time, Elves. So this hand can make 4 mana on turn 2. I think I might keep this on the draw against control. Well, it's a good draw. No, I've not brewed Miracles yet. Here's a Tameo. Six having 4 toughness, really big deal in this matchup. Not a bad turn. This is our turn 2. On top with 6 mana. Need to find a little bit of juice off the 6. Thankfully, I didn't have Flame of Anor there. So we found a Karn to retrace and maybe a Cityscape Leveler to unearth. We did not find a land. Play on Spell Pierce, I guess. Not that I necessarily think that's in their deck. Yeah, definitely qualifies as juice. Shifting Woodland would be best draw by a lot. Ah, that seems like the right play here. Yikes. Guess that was their top deck. And we did draw the best draw by a lot. I can activate Shifting Woodland though, but I can't actually attack with my Cityscape Leveler this turn. And I guess there's a problem if my opponent returns Flame of Anor, they can kill the Leveler. Yeah, Flame of Anor is so important. If you copy Karn, it just dies because it has no loyalty. So they don't return the Flame of Anor. This costs 8 mana and I have 7. So I can try to draw a land or a force of... Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do this so that I can play around Flame of Anor number 2. And if I miss, I'll go for it next turn. Although they get to draw a few more cards. They also maybe have like the counter target triggered ability card. True or false? Tell me how it shows Ragavan and Blue Red Shell. Easy true. It's like not even close. Especially because of Tameo plus Flame of Anor is like one of the best things to be doing in Modern. But yeah, Tameo is much better than Ragavan. Right, I cast Emrakul. This doesn't say target player. They won the flip. But I still get to control them. Okay. They did have Flame of Anor, it seems. Game 3, I might be able to get out of this. So I have to minus the Tameo. Flame yourself twice. Flame can't target players. I need to get rid of all of these cards, and I need to minus the Tameo, and then I can just Woodland copy Leveler, kill the Emrakul, and be in an okay shape. So if I can go Tameo target counterspell, respond to that Snapcaster target counterspell. Then I can go. I can't get rid of the Flame of Anor too. Oh, I can make me draw with Flame. So make me draw with Flame, cast Snapcaster, spell snare the own Snapcaster. I draw 2. Snapcaster, spell snare Snapcaster, subtlety pitch Snapcaster. Tamio minus on Counterspell. Flame cannot target Tamio. I'm gonna make me draw 2. So Snapcaster. Snare it. I guess I pick up the snare with the Tamio, huh? Sub bounce Emrakul. Subtlety doesn't bounce creatures. It's okay. No, I'll read the cards for y'all. Don't worry. Okay, so my plan now is to copy Leveler with Woodland, kill the Emrakul, kill the Tamio. Pick up the Subtlety. No. What does that? Tamio cannot return Subtlety. Tamio can only return instants and sorceries. Flame of Will cannot target players or planeswalkers. Most 14 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So this is one of their cards. So their hand should be Spell Snare, Counterspell. So I can't remember. I don't think that was in their hand last turn. I mean, it's okay. I just don't. You know, I'm gonna go for this. Oh, sorry. What did they do? They returned Invert Polarity. So I guess I just attack them, right? Oh, I can have the Pioneers kill the Tamio also. Oh, wait, I could have also just copied the Emrakul. They're at 13. Shoot. Plays around Subtlety. Not casting this into the Invert Polarity. Oh, sorry, the Emrakul wasn't in the yard. Never mind, sorry. Emrakul wasn't in the yard until I killed it. Right. Never mind. Play perfectly. Get rewarded. Shout out to the chatter who said game 3. Now we go for Emrakul. And we played around Subtlety perfectly. You can do it before damage. No, you can't. You can't change Woodland into something else after you've copied it, right? Is Leveler better when it has infinite 5 on Earth cost? And so yeah, Leveler is pretty crazy in this shell. Not this shell. I'm having fun with this one. Could do another one.